Seattle Seahawks Today is made possible by our friends over at Manscape. We'll tell you about a special deal they have for you guys in just a little bit. But I want to kick off today's show with some Jamal Adams talk. The News Tribune says Adams was looking at about $16 million per year on his inevitable extension, likely next offseason, and that was before Budda Baker reset the safety market at $14.75 million. Now, maybe the $16 million price tag scares you, which if it does, I understand. That is a decent amount above the current market. But even if you look at the highest paid safeties in the NFL, you will notice there are some notable names left off that list. There's no Jamal Adams. There's no Derwin James. There's no Minkah Fitzpatrick. Even Justin Simmons, who was around that $14 million extension talk with Denver this offseason, they're not on that list. And if Baker got 14.75, I think Justin Simmons is going to get 14.75 as well. So Adams is, I think, at minimum a top 3 safety in the NFL. With the way that contracts work, you're going to reset the market for that caliber of player. So if the $16 million per year price tag scares you, I understand. But if you pay Adams first, that means Minkah and Derwin, they end up getting more than Adams. So I'm going to make this the pinned comment on today's video. Do you think that the $16 million per year extension cost is too much for Jamal Adams? Type Y for yes or type N for no. Let's go to a reunion rumor of sorts here. That is around Paul Richardson. The idea floated out by the Seattle Times if Seattle can't or doesn't want to bring back Josh Gordon. Now, Richardson played for the Seahawks from 2012 to 2017, and that 2017 season was kind of his breakout year. He was finally healthy for a while, had 700 yards, emerged as a legitimate big play threat, and then, as was unfortunately often the case in Seattle, he was hurt for Washington, has never been the same guy. But I think it makes some sense for Seattle. At this stage in the offseason, you're probably looking for someone that has some semblance of familiarity. You would want to bring in a player who kind of knows your scheme a little bit. And Seattle could use a new number 3 receiver as far as I'm concerned. So who would you rather have? Type R for Paul Richardson or type G for Josh Gordon. Now you got the suspension stuff and reinstatement procedures for Gordon still to deal with. And Richardson is, well, never healthy. But let me know what you guys think. For me, I'm going to type in my G. I'll take Josh Gordon. I couldn't not include this next topic. Cutting Carlos Hyde, floated out by Bleacher Report. I will be blunt and honest with you guys. I will tell it like it is. This is stupid. I don't know why Seattle would do this. Yes, you could save $2 million if you cut Carlos Hyde. And with uncertainty around the future caps for the NFL and for Seattle, every dollar counts, blah, blah, blah. You know what also counts? Having a running back that is not Marshawn Lynch at the end of the year, because the injuries were real for Seattle last season. Rashad Penny is still hurt right now. Chris Carson has battled injuries. Do you fully trust DJ Dallas and Travis Homer? I'm optimistic about DJ Dallas. Homer's fine, but I would rather have Carlos Hyde. So if I'm Seattle, at a savings of a meager $2 million, I'm not cutting Carlos Hyde. I'll be very happy with him as my RB2 or RB3, depending on Penny's health status, because $2 million is not very much, and I know I can get decent play out of Carlos Hyde. Now, we mentioned that Manscape was today's presenting sponsor. If you guys want more Seahawks videos during the season, we need you guys to help us out. Manscape supports us. We need you to go support them. They've hooked you guys up with a special offer, 20% off and free shipping if you use promo code Seahawks. Of course, the Seahawks code is, well, it's just for you Seahawks fans out there. You can get that deal on not just the Lawnmower 3.0, but all of their awesome products at manscaped.com. I'll put the link and the promo code, but you got to remember to use that code. That'll be in the comments and in the description. Let's go to Russell Wilson, who made some interesting comments today that I actually don't mind hearing this out of Russ. He says he can play at least 10-plus years, and another 10-plus years, and his goal is to play another 15, which, that's a lot. That means Wilson's playing until age 46. Now, even 5 or 10 years ago, that would have been, okay, Russ, sure, whatever you say, buddy. But Tom Brady's about to do it. So maybe Wilson's recovery water actually does work. Wilson also said he's in the middle of his prime. I completely agree with him. The age of prime has very much changed for quarterbacks, but we also know Wilson's arm will decline as he gets older. I'm not 100% convinced that he's going to be able to be the same guy even 5 years from now. But even if he's no longer a top 2 or 3 quarterback, Wilson still might be a top 10 quarterback, and that's the guy you want on your roster, even at an advanced age. So everyone in the comments, I want you guys to predict for me, how many years will Wilson play? How many more years will he play? I'll set the over-under at, I'm going to go 10.5. We'll get to double digits, but even then, that's a lot of time left for Wilson in the NFL. Let's talk rookies then. Alton Robinson, who is now up in the 270s per Pete Carroll. That's like up around 15 pounds from what he was at Syracuse. And what that means for Seattle is it gives Robinson a chance to contribute in that more 5 technique role. Bruce Irvin, Benson Mayo, and if Darrell Taylor's ever healthy, will kind of handle that Leo role. LJ Collier, Rasheem Green, those guys can kick inside, can play that 5 technique role. Robinson also in that mix. Now, I don't know which Robinson Seattle's going to have this season. 2018 Robinson, from a production standpoint, pretty good. 17 tackles for loss, 10 sacks. Then he regressed to 9 and 4, respectively. But Seattle might need Robinson more than they thought they were going to because the aforementioned Darrell Taylor is just not healthy right now. If you had asked me this question immediately following the draft, it was an obvious DT. But Taylor's still not out there right now. So let me know, who do you think has more sacks in year 1? AR for Alton Robinson or DT for Darrell Taylor? I did want to shout out Manscaped one more time here. Appreciate them sponsoring the show. Remember to go support them. If you get the perfect package, you'll also get the best boxers out there and a very handy travel bag. No more using the plastic bags for this guy. Went on a trip, just came back for it. The travel bag made my life much easier. So don't forget to use promo code Seahawks at manscaped.com. Go down to Lono Hill, who is a potential cut candidate for NBC Sports, which I find fascinating because last year, kind of the back half of the season, Hill was getting the reps at safety over Marquise Blair. Now Marquise Blair is getting a shot to become the nickel corner for the Seattle Seahawks, and now Hill apparently just fighting for a roster spot. Chris Miller impressing a little bit at camp. I don't think they carry all 5 of those safeties with Blair's, but it also plays safety. DJ Reed probably going to be an IR guy this year as a safety nickel hybrid. So I have seen some moments of competent play from Hill. I've also, for the most part, been pretty underwhelmed. We did not put him on our surprise cut candidate list. I think I might end up regretting that one because it certainly seems that's the case right now for the Seattle Seahawks.